Hello again. Welcome to episode 7 of 7 strategies to get through the COVID crisis in 2021. This is exclusively brought to you by Afin Bank and very grateful to them. So, um, well, if you don't know by now, my name is Peter Lam. I'm a business growth strategist and author of this award winning book, ProfitMAX Your Business. And in the last several episodes, we have talked about the essentials that you need to do to prepare yourself to build a solid, resilient business, especially in challenging crisis times like this. Okay, so this is the final episode, and I'm going to share with you the 4 elements for planning resilience to get results. What are the 4 elements, and what you need to do to prepare, how to prepare dynamic action plans. Okay, so let's get started. Well, ACT, you need to take lots of action. But before you take action, you got to have a plan. And before you do your plan, you got to set some objectives, targets, or goals. Okay. So if you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. So if you're going to get any results, if you want to make any changes in your business, if you want to grow your business and become more dynamic and more solid and more resilient as a business, you got to take lots of action. But you can't just take any action. So there's 2 ends to the spectrum, right? One is people who just learn and learn but don't do anything, don't implement new things and new strategies. The other one is people who just go and do anything and don't plan ahead. So both are not good. So we got to start with setting some goals, some objectives, okay? But people say goal setting doesn't work for me. It has never worked for me. And that's probably because of a few things. Number one, maybe you haven't set enough, so you haven't set concrete goals, goals that are smart, goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, results oriented, and with a time frame. But sometimes people say, yeah, I set smart goals, but still don't achieve. Well, maybe because you don't have a plan. So goals without a plan is not going to work either. And the third one, very importantly, so you might have goals, you might have a plan, you might take action, but if you don't have accountability, sometimes that's where the pitfall is. So you need accountability. And one of the roles of a coach is to hold you accountable to make sure that you do the right thing, do it on time, and do it as it should be done. So accountability is very, very important. So those are the 4 essentials. And you would have heard this before, no? A goal without a plan is just a wish. So you can set a goal to go to the moon or to reach the stars or whatever, but if you don't have a plan, you're not going to get there. Yeah. So you might want to produce the first flying car in Malaysia or the first electric car in Malaysia, but if you don't have a plan, you don't have the skills, you don't have the know-how, it's not going to get done. So we have to be realistic. And here we got to talk about 90-day plans because 3-year plans are not going to work in a crisis situation like what we have now. So your plan needs to be dynamic, okay? And I recommend a 90-day plan because when you have a 90-day plan, it's long enough for you to plan and it's short enough for you to move and to try and see some results. So when you have an action plan, you have to consider all these things, the objective, your strategy, your scheduling, and so on, collaboration. So 90-day plan, 90-day quarterly plans. When you have 90 days, actually, you're mapping out 3 months. That's a quarter, 3 months in the calendar. So now's a good time to start because we're in the beginning of the year, beginning of January. You've got January, February, and March to look at. You've got some holidays coming up, but you can still look at the next 3 months and you can plan and take action accordingly. So you might want to launch a new product in 3 months' time. Like the example, the real life example I gave you about drink coffee in the last 2 episodes ago. Okay. So look at 90-day action plan. And basically, when you do an action plan, there are 3 essentials. First of all, you got to identify what needs to be done. And you got to spell it out very clearly. You know, the more concrete, the more specific, the more likely it is going to get done. Secondly, you need to put some accountability and responsibility. Who's going to do it? Is it A or B? Is it the sales manager or is it the marketing manager? Is it your finance person or is it the logistics person? Is it the production guy or is it the planning guy? So who's going to do it? That's very important. Sometimes we don't identify the who. Some people have an action plan, but they don't identify who's going to do what. Then that's where it falls. The third thing you need to do is set time frames. So let's say you're going to talk about packaging design, give yourself 2 weeks or 1 week or 10 days, whatever it is. So there's got to be a time frame for every action plan that you're going to do. So you're going to develop a new product. Maybe it's within 60 days, maybe it's within 90 days, maybe it's within 75 days, whatever it is, you need to set a time frame and break it down. So it's a step by step, who's going to do it, what's going to get done, when is it going to get done. So that's how you accomplish things. Because if you don't define this very, very clearly, remember the old saying, everybody thought somebody it was so easy, anybody could have done it, and somebody should have done it, but nobody did it in the end. Yeah, so you don't want to fall into that proverbial trap. So really, it's a few steps. Set the goals. So you got to set your goals from where you are. Review your previous year. What lessons did you get from last year? What are the soft spots you need to fix? What are the weak points you need to fix? Set some goals, some realistic but challenging and stretch goals. Then come up with a plan. Then go into action. And as you take action, you want to adjust and accordingly, depending. So that's why it's a dynamic plan. So my job is to make things simple for you so that you can implement. But remember, it's all about setting the right goals, setting a plan, taking the action and adjusting along the way. And most importantly, find someone that you can be accountable to. The problem with many business owners is I find they are the boss and they decide what they do or what they don't do or what they forget to do. And so they don't have a chairman or a board of directors to hold them accountable. And sometimes that's the biggest thing that they need, someone to hold them accountable, someone like a good coach or a mentor or someone who can, really prod them into action and do the right thing. So that's it. And I wish you guys all the best till we meet again. If you want to jump onto my website for some free resources, I also have a lot of articles in LinkedIn. I post a lot of articles in LinkedIn. And if you want to send any questions or clarify anything or ask me anything, send it to success@peterlamcoach.com. So all the best. Have a fantastic year and look forward to hearing your success and your wins and victories in this crisis. All the best.